Hi, vinyl community. George Allen, vinyl LPs and CDs, and sometimes a little extra. I'm going to do a short video this morning because I happened to be out the other day and picked up a couple CDs and an LP. And picked them up at a place where I don't normally pick up too much, but you know, since we moved from western North Carolina to middle Tennessee, the little bit smaller house, you know, as you get older you try and scale things down, and so occasionally you got to make a trip to Goodwill, just trying to unload some extra stuff that you don't need anymore. So while I was at Goodwill, I thought, you know what, I think I'll take a peek inside and see what they got. Now, where I live, we have two Goodwills, and the Goodwill by us, sometimes it's pretty well picked over, and there ain't too much in there, especially along the lines of records. Sometimes they'll get a pretty good haul of CDs, and not that there's not too much I'm interested in, but this time I kind of lucked out. I picked up a couple CDs that are pretty interesting. In fact, the first one I'm going to show you I thought was a real find, and that's CD by Joe Henderson on Blue Note, and show it to you here. I was really surprised. Mode for Joe, Joe Henderson. And it features Lee Morgan on trumpet, Curtis Fuller on trombone, Bobby Hutcherson on vibes, Cedar Walton on piano, Ron Carter on bass, and Joe Chambers on drums. That's the same thing on the back. There you go. Mode for Joe Henderson. I've given all these just a quick listen, and I'll tell you what, this Joe Henderson CD is really wonderful sounding. It says that this was, these were, it says this must have been a series they did. These are, it says, classic Blue Note albums that spanned the 50s and 60s were recorded directly to 2-track analog tape, and then they were made, transferred directly to mastered to digital CDs. And of course this was originally recorded by Van Gelder Studios by Rudy Van Gelder himself. That's who did most of these. Great sounding. Some of the songs on here, there's this one song called Caribbean Fire Dance that it's really outstanding. It has a Latin feel, and the drumming on it, this Joe Chambers, man, really goes to town. Great pickup. I hate to tell you, I got 3 CDs and the album I'm going to show you. I got them all for $6. That's because when you go to check out at Goodwill, they say, do any discounts apply? See, where I live, we got a big military base, so the military people get a discount. And they always say, any discounts apply? And I just say, well, I'm an old guy, you know, so they give me a little discount. So the next one I'm going to show you, wait a second. This is the next one I got. A Dusky, Martin and Wood. It's our 5th album, and it's called I forget what it's called. It's called, oh, it's on the side here, Combustication. It's hard to read on the front. See if you can read that. Combustication. Of course, on the back there's a flame, you know. Oh, and actually, this was funny enough. Joe Henderson, this was his 5th studio album. Maybe with Blue Note. I think he did others. Maybe it was his 5th Blue Note album. So this is Dusky, Martin and Wood. This is their 5th album. I got 2 number 5s. Maybe it's a lottery number or something I should play. I don't play the lottery. I don't waste my money on that. Hey, I could use that money to buy vinyl and CDs, you know. This is great sounding too. And played this once. Got some great songs on it. And this one kind of has a little bit different sound for them. And it goes kind of like a more soulish, funky type sound. And I like it a lot. And unfortunately, I've been finding myself saying "and" a lot. So wish I could edit it out. Oop, CD's falling out. The problem is when you buy some of these at some of these thrift stores or Goodwill, the cases aren't always that good. But this was a good find. I like this a lot. And this first song, Sugar Crate, pretty good song. There's another one called Latin Shuffle. It's real long. It's over a 9-minute song. That's pretty neat. It's kind of got a Caribbean type feel to it. Very different for them. And they do this in conjunction with some, I guess, DJ or so. I guess that's what. And there's some fella, I guess, that does some other type of percussion instruments with them. So, good find. Looking forward to listening to that more. Now, this one, a lot of you guys are going to think this is funny. I got this Barenaked Ladies Rock Spectacular. Okay. Believe it or not, this is the first time I've listened to anything by Barenaked Ladies. I saw it, I thought, should I pick it up? Well, you know, when you're buying this stuff for just about $1 or $1.25 a piece, you figure, why not? If I don't like it, I could always just take it back sometime in a box of other stuff I give them. When there's so many bands and you're looking at so much different stuff, sometimes you can't listen to everything. But unashamedly enough, yeah, I've never listened to any Barenaked Ladies. I love these guys. I really like this a lot. The opening song, Brian Wilson, killer song. And this is just really a dynamite CD. I guess this is their first live one. And it says it features Flaming Jim, Tyler the Strong Man, Swords Following Steve, Eddie the Bearded Lady, and Kevin the New Guy. I guess Kevin, I believe, I could be wrong, might be their percussionist or their drummer. No, I'm sorry, Tyler Stewart plays drums. So what's Kevin do? Kevin plays keyboards, accordion, and singing. I was reading a little bit about them on the internet, and it's hard to believe they started out as 2 guys, a duo. Interesting history. I'm sure there's a bunch of you knows a lot more about these guys, but I'm going to get more of their stuff. I really like these guys a lot. Barenaked Ladies. Okay, so after I have a sip of my espresso, now I'm going to talk about the one LP I got. And I don't want any laughing out there. Normally what happens at places, the Goodwill I go to. The Goodwill on the other side of town, which I try and hit occasionally, but I don't get there too often. They get a lot of great classical music. I've gotten a bunch of Deutsche Grammophon, Nonsuch, albums, and they hardly get in anything else there, no rock or jazz. For some reason, people on that side of town, maybe they got more money or something, I don't know. But, and the So the one I go to, they just end up with junk. Torn up, beat up, scratched up records. I almost can never find anything there. But yesterday, okay, when I was there, yesterday or the day before, it doesn't matter, 2 days ago, I saw this. And I thought, well, I ought to take a look at it. Opened it up. Records were amazing shape. A double LP, Columbia album of Jerome Kern by Paul Weston and his orchestra. Now you're going to say, well, George, what are you, off your rocker or something? You know, I grew up in a house where my mom was a pretty good piano player, and but to her, well, as a teenager, she was in love with Frank Sinatra. Of course, you know, she grew up in the 40s during WW2, and Frank Sinatra was a big heartthrob. And Mantovani, you know, the Italian orchestra leader, she loved. But look at this. Mint, pristine. I still cleaned it when I got home. Columbia, beautiful, beautiful. And so I thought, you know what? I have not a ton, but I got a bunch of movie soundtracks and stuff. So I thought, I'm gonna pick this up. I brought it home. Even it looked good. I cleaned it anyhow. I put it on, and this thing really sounds great. It really does. And I could take it out of this. Let me take it out of this, show it to you. So anyhow, since I'm going through all this bunch of writing about Jerome Kern and all this stuff he wrote for Hollywood movies and stuff, and songs like Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, She Didn't Say Yes, Who Was I Born, Yesterdays, The Touch of Your Hand, Can I Forget You, In Love in Vain, I Dream Too Much, The Folks Who Live on the Hill. So, you know, it's maybe it's not for everybody, but I really like it a lot. So I put it on the stereo. And my wife says to me, wow, finally you bought something that I can listen to. How about that? Okay. So that's what I have for today. My Goodwill pickups. Have a great weekend. Talk to you later. Bye.